I am going to show something mundane, but the reason why is because there's a point to be made, and it's really, really important for your safety, for my safety, for everyone's safety, to find a routine in life that works, that will bring success every day, 365, year after year, decade after decade, for the rest of your life. It's called a lifestyle, right? When we select a healthy lifestyle, when we stick to it, eventually it's like breathing air. It's just something you do without even thinking about it. So what I do every single day, this is my routine. This is only one of them. Someday I might do them all and do it like that, put it on that fast speed. But today, I just ran out of my 30-day supply. Instead of getting out a bottle and taking one out, another bottle, I only take like 6 or something. So I got Turin. Now I only take one of these, and Q10, and K2 plus D3, and what else we got here? Omega 3, and see, we got DHDA, DHEA. Huh? These, except for the omega 3, these are all things that the body produces, but we produce them at a lower level as we age. Once we hit around 25, 30, it goes downhill from there. And our cells need this stuff. And we don't produce enough of it to keep that coating around our telomeres and our cells, to help them like boost them up. So potassium, I take that because I don't absorb potassium well. Now this is also about knowing yourself. So if you get like a ApoB test, what I do is I get one once a year. I order it and I read it myself. I see how my liver is doing, my kidneys, my cells. I check out my cells and see how they're reacting with each other. And the doctors. So when I go into the doctor's office, because ordinary for me to get blood work, I have to and get it free through the VA because I'm a vet. I have to schedule an appointment with a doctor. So so I get the blood work first, my ApoB test first, and then I read it. Okay, this is where I'm at. Okay, I'm either good with this or I'm not. So when I go in to have the little powwow with the doctor, we get on the same page pretty quick, right? Well, some of the doctors, because doctors change like the clouds over there at the VA. It's a different doctor every time I go every year. I see a different doctor. That's VA. And so what I do is I'll just take out that time to knock those in there. So what I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I only got 6. I only take 6, right? So I just dump these puppies in there. Doesn't matter which one I start with, right? What matters is I get them in there, right? Just take out this time. I know it looks mundane, it looks tedious, you want to change the channel, but what I'm doing here is actually really important because it sets a mindset, right, in the mind. Like, oh, that's right. It's like rocking in a chair, or it's like, oh yeah, that's. And then what you're witnessing here in your head, you're witnessing one of the reasons why people don't stick with things that are healthy for them, right? In the head, it's got to be in the head, and it's got to be in the head all the time. Keep it going, keep it rocking, keep it rolling all the time. And by doing by rolling around mundane things in your head over and over that are healthy for you, that are good for you, that can even save your life. By you witnessing what you're watching right now, it's called sublimation, right? I think it's sublimation. I'm putting I don't remember the word at the moment. Fine. Subliminal information, right? Can be sublime. And so this is going to be in your head. And it's going to be in your head maybe until the day you die. It's like that resolution every year everybody makes. I'm 50 pounds overweight. Now this time I'm gonna change the program. And most of us never change the program. It's because of not getting with the routine and sticking with it. Just selecting that routine and just sticking with it, right? And this is part of the difficulty, right? Taking out that time that's needed to do the mundane moments so that eventually these mundane moments become like breathing air. It's just, I got to do that to do this. I can't do this without doing that. And so it's setting a mindset by you watching what you're watching, as mundane as it seems. It's like that New Year's resolution. You know what you got to do. I just don't want to. You know what you got to do. But by recycling certain things in our head, watching something simple and mundane, and realizing how simple that is to do, it's about just doing it and sticking with it, right? And by watching something like you're watching right now, just watching the mundane of it, you can think about something pleasant. Like, man, I know eventually this is gonna help me. I'm gonna probably feel better as long as I stay away from the processed foods. Right? I'll be able to get off the medications if you're on them. I'll be able to be physically and active like I should be. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that. And if you find yourself waxing and waning off of a healthy routine, find a video that reminds you. Watch it once in a while, even though it's tedious. Like this is tedious and it's mundane. And just now and then, if you feel the weakness coming on of going back to the old ways, watch something like this or something else that's similar, or anything that will trigger you back into a state of reality. What's most empirically important, right? So, which is you. You are most empirically important. You are the most important person on planet Earth. To you. Simple as that. You are, right? We all are. And for me, it's about taking personal responsibility, personal accountability for myself every single day without failure. Now, I'm not going to say that, oops, dang, I forgot to take my super supplements. Oh, I'm not going to say that's never happened, because that would be a lie. The truth is, I don't fail. What does failing mean? That means to start missing it, just to get out of the regularity, right? I maintain regularity, right? So, and that's the kicker right there, right? Maintaining regularity. I might forget once in a month. Like, oh man, I got busy. I jumped up. There was things. The house was on fire. This was that, right? Okay, right? You jumped up and you forgot the house was on fire. You had to run out, and you had a very, very expletive day. So, but at the end of the day, it's about sticking with the program and understanding why you're going to be sticking with the program, and be a success at it every day and work at it every day, knowing eventually when you wake up in the morning, if you stick with it long enough, a healthy routine, when you wake up in the morning, you really don't even think about it anymore. It's just something like, kind of like my bees, you know, I do a powder shake. Well, I did it once a week until I saw no varroa mites at all, which is the first time ever. I've never seen that before. What I did is I created a cultural set, right? A routine. Now, it's not that the bees is part of their routine, because it's not. Characteristically, biologically, scientifically, it's not part of a bee's cultural set to groom each other. That's not something that they do. Now, birds, you watch birds groom each other. Yeah. You watch people groom each other. Come here, baby. Let me groom you a little. Right? We watch all that kind of stuff. We know that animals groom each other, right? And they do it because, oh, I'll scratch your back, and I got something there if you scratch mine. So they create that cultural set. So the reason why the bees are grooming each other is not because it's in their instinct. It's because I gave them a purpose to groom each other. And that purpose is food. So on the hairs of the bees is that powdered sugar. Well, that sugar is going to get from their body moisture, going to kind of get, you know, like candy, hardened candy on their little hairs of their body. And the other bees are going to come by and go, you smell a little sweet. Come here, come here. And so the other bee is going to start trying to get that sugar because they go after sugar. It's all about the food, but the food, but the food for the bees, right? The food, the protein. So they're going to take the little animals and try to get that sugar off the hairs of their fellow bee. And if there is a varroa mite that's in the way of getting off that candied sugar that has now turned to candy on their little hairs, they'll try to get underneath that varroa mite because there's a little sugar underneath that varroa mite too. The powder worked underneath between the legs of the varroa mite, and it's in between, it's underneath the varroa mite a little bit, and the bees are trying to get underneath the varroa mite to get the sugar that's underneath the varroa mite. And in the process, the varroa mite falls off. And it falls through what I have a 1/8 inch cloth screen that the varroa mites fall through it, right? And they fall into what's called a tacky board, and there they sit. They don't get up and go no more. Their party's over. They can't crawl back up in the hive. So I have a little divider about 3/4 inch where I slide my tacky board. And so in a sense, what they're doing is they're creating a culture set. It may be subtle, but it's enough. It's like, I got some sugar from my buddies yesterday. I'm going to go investigate my buddies and see if there's any more sugar on them. And it's not that they do it instinctively. It's that we're giving them a purpose to do it. And putting these vitamins in here, doing this kind of like thing like this, once we develop a purpose in our head, it's a purpose, right? We understand the purpose, right? And if we see it like food, like a Big Mac, or, you know, the French fries right out of the greasy oil, if we think about this kind of stuff like that, and then when I swallow them, I used to be obese, and so when I swallow them, I remember how I used to enjoy eating my French fries and my big fatty burger, and I'm thinking about when I swallow them, I'm eating a big juicy fat burger along with my dipped in fries and sauce, but I'm swallowing these instead, and they go down like they go down easy. My throat just opens up wide, so it's mind over matter, right? If you have a hard time swallowing pills, think about a food that you really enjoy eating the most above all. And so picture yourself eating that food as you're swallowing the pills, and the pills are that food. Woo! Throat opens up wide. They go down like wow, there ain't no throat here at all. There's plenty of space. You kind of get the picture, right? So mind over matter equals MC squared. Energy back to mass to energy equals MC squared. E equals MC squared. It's just the changing of state, one state from another. So you're telling your mind that you're convincing your mind that your throat needs to change state because there's a big fat burger coming in with some fries. Change state. But you're doing it psychologically. Changing the molecular structure of your throat with your mind. To open up wide. Open wide for Chunky. See that? Broccoli greens. So, I don't know, this is day 4 or something. They don't do as well in the winter time or when it's cold in the house. I keep it cold in my house. I like it. I like it cold because I get really busy. And you can see right there, starting to turn green a little bit. Microgreens, I don't make much at a time. But these things have powerful antioxidants. I don't remember what the name is. There's so many names for everything. Dyslexia, I don't care. I just want to know the end game. E equals MC squared. That's all I care about. I don't care about how you got to E equals MC squared. I just want to know the end game. What's the result? Give me the answer, and then I'll engage in the answer. Right? Dyslexia. So, so we get rid of all the mumbo jumbo. All right, there you go. I recommend doing the one a month thing. By doing the 1 a month thing, you just don't have to think about it for how long? How long you don't have to think about that again? You just pop it open, eat your hamburger, and your fries down. I said that to my brother. He's on like 12 different medications. He's also very obese. I think he weighs like 230 now. He's a little shorter than I am. But he says he's not overweight. I'm fine. Okay. 12 medications, you're fine. And so, just imagine yourself eating something, your favorite food, and just remember when you start to go down, how you'd open up, relax that throat, and the throat would become as big as the Grand Canyon for all that wonderful food that you love so much to drop right down and take your vitamins like that. I said that to him. He didn't have a problem with his stuff anymore. I said, this picture of your Big Mac going down. He did it. He says, yeah, Jim, that really did work. I says, right. Anyway, please subscribe. Thumbs up. You have a wonderful life. And I've got so many things I'm going to be sharing with you. I have my own perspective about things. All the things that I'm saying is things that I accumulated from other minds. Right? I took a piece of that person's mind. I took a piece of that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Kind of like what we're doing with AI. They're getting little pieces of us and becoming one. Artificial intelligence. But I'm not a robot yet. Would you like to play a game? Who knows, right? That guy, he's got a podcast, Never Die or something like that. And, I'm kind of worried about that boy because he's taking a lot of stuff that goes against actually the biological science of the human anatomy, right? That's stuff that if we're going to change to where we live healthier longer, right? In other words, we don't have cancer at 30. We don't have this or that at 20. We don't have this and that at 60 or 80. Or if we're going to change that, pills ain't going to do the trick, right? We're still kind of I look at it as we're still kind of, selling that, what is that stuff that guys would go around in wagons, right? Miracle elixirs. That's kind of how I see society still today. It's still these elixirs that are being sold, these combination of things. The only way that we're going to actually live a longer, healthier life, longer is not all that important. To me, what's important is that I live the time that I do have on this planet to live at maximum healthy. I can go do what I want. Go play tennis. I'm 100 years old. I'm out there smacking the ball, and then, all of a sudden, I'm just going about. I'm climbing Mount Everest. I'm skydiving, and I'm 100 years old, and then one day I just don't wake up because I died of natural causes, old age. That's cool. That's cool. Right? That's how to live. So for me, it's not about how long. It's about how I live that how long. And this is wonderful. I've never felt this good in my entire life, and I'm 66 years old. I feel, because I've been poisoned all my life since birth with all this processed food, with all these chemicals, preservatives, and especially red dye. Red dye is terrible. My cat had red dye in his food, and he would throw it up now and then, and we would find it because it'd be behind something sometimes, and I couldn't get that red dye out of my carpet. Using all kinds of different chemicals, couldn't get that red dye out of my carpet. It's cancerous. Red dye is bad, man. We red dyed our Easter eggs for our children while that, right? We're trying to figure out how come these young people are getting lung cancers and all kinds of weird things because they're exposed to more and more chemicals. We've got more chemicals now in our society, in our foods, in our air, more combinations than we did when in the 50s, right? Creating new drugs, new chemicals, new. Anyway, I kind of got off topic. I was talking about vitamins, wasn't I? Anyway, this is cool information though. You have one life. Live it your way. Hey, you know what I'm saying. Today, go your way. Subscribe, thumbs up. Ring my bell. Ring my bell. Have a nice life. Bye now.